Hey everyone, it's Jesse from the Washington Heights STEM Center. This is going to be the first of a few videos that I'm going to be producing for all of you. I'm here today to talk with you about how to start prototyping in CAD. So the STEM Center teachers and I have been thinking about reimagining these hand sanitizer dispenser projects that I'm sure all of us have been seeing lately. From Ann's previous video, we saw an example of a user flow diagram and how we're thinking about how we're going to interact with this device. Now I'm going to take a stab at prototyping how the automatic dispensing aspect of this project might work. To me, and maybe this is just because I've been seeing them lately, this pumping mechanism kind of reminds me of a part in a motorcycle engine, which kind of gave me the idea for this diagram here, where to actually do the pumping, the mechanical pumping on this bottle, we would use a servo, kind of similar to what we've been seeing lately, with a cam attached to the servo. And that cam moving up and down is going to be doing the pumping on this device. So in order for us to get started, there's just a couple quick dimensions that we need to take. So I've got my caliper measuring device here. And I'm going to open this up because we see here the way that this prototype is meant to fit on the bottle is kind of a clip fit around this collar here. So I'm going to start by getting just kind of a rough dimension for the outer diameter of this pump. And it looks like we are right about 1.082. So I'm just going to scribe that down here. 1.082 inches. And that's going to be a reference that we're going to use when we start to dimension out this project in Fusion. And before we move on, I'm just going to take one more quick dimension. This is just to get the height of the collar here. And again, this is just a ballpark. This is going to be our first prototype. So we'll, of course, once we get this into the physical world, we'll be able to analyze whether our dimensioning was appropriate or not. So I'm thinking we could probably use 1/2 inch for a collar height on this. I'm going to close up my caliper, lay this over here, and we're going to write from about here to here, we're going to want 0.5 inches approximately. And this is just to get all of us started. Oops, actually, you know what? There's one dimension that we also want to know that I forgot about. It's really important for us to know the distance from the top of this height, from the top of this collar to the top of the plunger right here. And what that's going to allow us to know is where the center of rotation for the cam off of this servo needs to land. So we're just going to quickly take that measurement. I'm going to use the outside jaws on my caliper for this again. You know, I'm using a caliper, which is more of a precision measuring instrument, but this could easily be done with a ruler, a tape measure, or anything else. Fusion actually has a feature where you can establish your own units, so you could measure this in finger widths and then re-equate finger widths to inches after the fact. So whatever unit of measurement works for you is going to be fine for this exercise. I'm seeing about 1 1/8 of an inch for this dimension, which is 1.125 in decimal inch. So I'm just going to record here. This is going to be 1.125 inches. Now, these dimensions should be able to get us started with working in CAM. And what we're going to do for the next few videos here is walk you through sort of the essential processes that you'll need to know in order to get started with using a professional CAD software. So in the next video, we're going to go over sketching in CAD, and then we're going to look at operations like extruding, which is bringing our 2D sketches into the 3D world. Looks like I lost my camera here. And then after that, we'll work on modifying our 3D sketches, or our 3D models. So stay tuned for the next few videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at Jesse, Jesse, @nycfirst.org. Thanks, and I'll talk to all of you soon.